so thank you very much. The San Joaquin Valley contributes more than half to California's $47 billion agricultural economy, yet 24% of the valley's population live in poverty. It's a region that's often compared to Appalachia. The ag sector is one of the driving forces of the economy in the Kern County, and it often is exempted from environmental laws, immigration laws, and employment laws. And this has led to a lot of the economic and environmental burdens that the region faces. Everything from high unemployment, low wage labor, to some of the worst air quality in the nation. Climate change and its impacts are going to have to change the way the region's economy operates. And whether those changes are going to benefit farm workers and other adversely impacted communities is largely going to depend on the leadership that's in power during this time of transition.
Yeah, why don't you stand up? Like that t-shirt.
Thank you for being here, Senator Sanders. Welcome to the San Joaquin Valley. I was born in Mexico and came to this country when I was 3, and I'm actually a little further north in Fresno, so I'll see you there tomorrow. But, you know, I am a daughter of a farm worker family. My father turned 53 yesterday and can barely walk. My dad has been working in the field since he was 15 when he immigrated to this country and has been working and is still working there today, and it's 92 degrees outside. So the work continues. A lot of the issues that farm workers continue to face is exposure to pesticides. We continue to see the issue. We continue to see the contamination of our groundwater. We have some of the worst.
Let me ask you a question. Our exposure to pesticides. So, what? Their faces are in the pesticide. They're inhaling that stuff. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
All right. And do we see illness as a result of that?
We do. We see some of the worst health outcomes. We see people exposed. We see people having children with birth defects. We see issues with cardiovascular disease. We see people contract asthma. We have some of the highest asthma rates in the country. We continue to see these issues continue to be prevalent. And not only are we seeing issues with pesticide exposure and farm workers are being told to get back in the fields and work within minutes, within hours of this field being sprayed, but we're also seeing continued groundwater contamination. It is not a legacy issue. The drought did not make things worse. We didn't wake up today and see that the drought had made things worse. This is an issue that continues to happen. The drought made groundwater quality worse. Many of our communities can't drink from their tap and are paying twice for water. We also have dilapidated housing, no affordable housing opportunities. In Kern County today, we need at least close to 30,000 affordable housing units to meet the need because we cannot make that happen.
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to stay on, your name is Veronica. I want to stay on some of the issues Veronica raised. Let's stay on pesticides and human illness. People working in the fields getting ill from pesticides. Who wants to talk about that? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Senator Sanders. My name is Sandra Celedon Castro, and I think part of the challenge is that not only are farm workers and others being exposed to pesticides and other contaminants, but to make matters worse, they're being denied access to health care. Just last year in Fresno County, we had to fight against our County Board of Supervisors because they were removing the only safety net program that allowed undocumented residents access to primary and specialty care. And we see that across our valley where farm workers and other low-income people who are not eligible for under the Affordable Care Act are being denied access to basic life-saving care.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I worked very hard during the passage of the Affordable Care Act to greatly expand community health centers. Do you have any community health centers in this area?
We do have community health centers.
And they, by the way, take anybody who walks in the door.
Yes, they do. The challenge is that our community health centers are at capacity.
Okay.
And what made it worse is by cutting the medically indigent services program, we then created a shortage of access points for undocumented folks to access health care. And the most important piece of that is that federally qualified health centers only provide primary care access. The challenge here is specialty care.
Okay. All right, tell me about water, drinking water. Let me get to some new, all right. Yes, ma'am, okay.
Susana de Anda, thank you for coming, Senator Bernie. I believe clean water is a basic human right and it should not be a privilege. Every year, Californianos are exposed to illegal and unsafe levels of contaminants found in their drinking water. Over 1 million Californianos each year, and the vast majority of folks are found here in the valley exposed to that toxic water. We're talking about nitrates, 123 TCP, DVCP, uranium, perchlorate, things you do not want to have in your drinking water. And it's important that people understand that drinking water, because we're paying twice for water for a toxic bill, and on top of that having to buy bottled water like we have here to avoid becoming sick. It's unfortunate that we have this reality. California passed a bill, AB 685, the Human Right to Water, very indicative of the conditions we're facing in California. So I'm here to tell you, as our future president, if you become, please ensure that all Californianos in the entire United States have access to safe, clean, and affordable drinking water. We're tired of pollution, and we won't stand up for that anymore. Thank you.
I want to say